There we go. Okay, so welcome. What I wanted to do was we've obviously had quite a few new people into the team, and we'd got had a meeting last night. So had a quick catch up. Meeting is a bit formal, isn't it? Had a catch up with Christine, who joined a couple of weeks ago, and we were chatting over the various different social media stuff. And I think I'd already posted that I was going to do this because it was just getting highlighted to me that I think there's quite a few different areas that a lot of us take for granted that we know that we should be doing, that I wanted to share with everybody, so that all of the new guys can listen into this and can get a really good feel for, obviously, how to work their social media, and just top tips as to how to actually get the most out of it. So I'm going to, if I'm honest, I've only done Facebook and Instagram on here. I don't personally use Twitter, and what I recommend to people is that they tend to focus on one or two. So if you're really struggling for time and you're not really that great on Facebook, but you are on it, then I would give all of your attention to that. If you are, we're all busy, but if you're, busy and you're quite confident on Facebook, then there's areas that we can go over and we can, fine tune with Facebook, but you could also throw Instagram in there as well. And if you feel really confident with Facebook, then definitely add in Instagram. I tend to only really work two. For me, that tends to work at this moment in time. If I had a PA, then I would probably possibly consider more, but I don't, and we all have limits on time, so I think you're better off to do two and do it really, really well. So few key things, obviously, with social media, and the most important thing for everyone to be aware of is that to be yourself. People buy from people, so be you. Let people see you, let people get to know you, and your personality is what sets you apart from anybody else. So yes, we are all distributors for It Works, and yes, we will we have the same products, but you, as in who you are, sets you apart. So be very proud of who you are. We're always working on personal development, but let people see your personality, let people see the fun things that you do, or even the serious things that you do. Just let them see what you're into, what you're about, because that will be what people are drawn to, and then you will get the people who you want to get drawn to you. So be excited. A lot of people get worried about not having enough knowledge with regards to the products, or enough knowledge about how the business works, or how people earn commissions and all that sort of stuff. And all I'd say to you is be excited. If you've used the products, then fantastic. If you've only used one of the products, talk about that. If you will have team members, so we're all part of a big team, and we've all got anecdotes of the different products, so use those. Talk about those whilst you're building your own testimonies. Talk about your customers, and just be excited about it. You don't have to know everything, you just need to be excited. That's the key thing here. Don't be afraid to share other people's stories. So if you see somebody and they have had a really great result with hair, skin and nails, and there's somebody that and maybe they've had their pictures signed off by compliance, share that. By all means, share that, and talk about how you know this person, because that sort of thing is really, really powerful. And other stories with regards to business as well. My story is there for you all to see. I share that quite regularly. I share other people's in the teams. Feel free to, you know, copy and paste and share those and talk about what other people, what successes they've seen. And when we talk about successes, you know, yes, you know, the aim is for those big paychecks. That's, you know, that's why we've got involved in network marketing, because we've seen what those big, you know, the opportunity for those. But most people join this business to earn a few extra £100 a month. And for most people, if you said to them, here's a few extra £100 a month, what could that do? That can have a massive impact. And that's what they're after. So talk about things like that birthday presents have been paid for, that car insurance has been paid for, school uniforms paid for, holiday deposits. And these are all things that people in our team have made happen because of this business within their first month or couple of months of working it. And they can have achieved that from Wrap Cash alone. Okay. So share that, talk about it. You know, in the first few months, earning a few £100 extra a month, even if that is just from Wrap Cash, which, you know, you'll be getting your commissions as well, but you know, if you've got loyal customers in a team. But Wrap Cash is huge when you first join. And that can be, you know, that can make a massive difference to people. You know, I've heard people talking about how they lived a life where they couldn't afford takeaways or different things, and just that bit of extra Wrap Cash coming in enabled that to happen. And it's little things like that that people can relate to. So whilst the stories about people who are able to work from home full time and replace incomes is brilliant, and all the stories in America of people buying and building dream houses are fantastic, most people won't actually believe those. So by keeping it where you're talking about, you know, the school uniform or the holiday deposit paid, that's something that people can believe that something can make happen. And then if they believe that and they come on board, that's when they say, well, actually, yes, it can do those things, then they start to dream bigger and they can, you know, think about the other stuff as well. Key thing that I do to save time is I save statuses. So I will follow a few key people. You know, there's people within the team. There's people in America, and I will pop onto their profile and have a good look through. And, you know, I'll go through maybe and spend 5 minutes saving 5 or 6 statuses. And then I know if I'm sat at home and I'm thinking, what can I post now? I pop into them and they give me either inspiration or I can just copy and paste. And so this is where, yeah, talking about following key people. So people like Cami Dempsey, Stephanie Dunn, Denise Walsh, trying to think of other people. They're the black diamonds within the business. Ambassador diamonds like Ashley Simpson. So, all, you know, these sorts of people. So follow them, but key thing is, don't under any circumstances like their pages. So if they have a business page, don't like it. Okay. If you like, so say for example, I like Stephanie Dunn's business page, and then Stephanie Dunn decides that she's going to do a boost. So that's where she pays for all of her likers and her likers' friends, and she can do that. It's a little click of a button. Then all of your friends are going to say Stephanie Dunn stuff. You don't want your friends to see Stephanie Dunn stuff. How much I like her. You know, she's a black diamond and we want to build our business to that rather than help her in the nicest possible way. So key things are obviously be consistent. Okay. So one thing you will see is that, and if you're following me, you'll see every single day I'm posting. Okay. Now, just a key note here is that don't fight with yourself. So if you've got a business page, a Facebook profile and a group, and I'll go through all of these in a minute, so don't worry if you don't understand that. If you posted on all three of those at the exact same time, then you're actually going to be fighting with yourself for exposure. So Facebook is going to make a decision as to which of those posts it's going to show. So you don't want it to make a decision between your posts, you want it to show all of them. So leave at least 30 minutes between posts, okay? So if you go on Facebook and think, oh, I'm going to hammer it now, sort of doesn't work as well as what you'd want it to, okay? So try and stagger it throughout the day. What we talk about is having the 3x3 rule, and this is every day, okay? So some days you might not do this, okay? Try to do it. That's all I can say to you is try to. So 3 product posts and 3 lifestyle posts every single day, okay? So what does that mean? First of all, your first thought is, I've just told you to post 6 times a day, and you're thinking, I'm going to irritate my friends. Okay. Only 16% of your friends see your posts. So if you've got 300 friends, only 48 at best will see that post. Now, that's if they're even taking much attention. So a lot of them are going to be scrolling. Now, this is really, really interesting. Okay. The first time people look at any given ad, they don't even see it. The second time, they don't notice it. The third time, they're aware it's there. The fourth time, they've got a feeling that they might have seen something. The fifth time, they might actually read it. The 6 times, they're like, oh, okay. 7th, might start to get a little irritated. 8th, they start to think they're here again. 9th, they're starting to think, what is going on here? What am I missing out on? Because they keep posting about it. 10th, they're going to ask people if they've tried it. 11th, they start to wonder how you're doing all these ads. 12th, they start to think it must be a good product. 13th, they start to think the product has value. 14th, they start to remember wanting a product like this. 15th, they start to yearn for it because they can't afford to buy it. 16th, they accept that they're going to buy it sometime. 17th, they make a note to buy it. 18th, they actually think, I'm going to have to buy it. 19th, they count the money. 20th, they buy it. So this is, and bearing in mind that we've already said that only 16% of people are seeing your posts, and it's going to take them 20 times of seeing what you're talking about for them to actually do something about it. Okay, so this is where consistency is crucial. And the other crucial thing is, if you take, say for example, you go, oh, I'm going to have a week off posting. Okay. Truth is, if you do that, then people are going to start to question if you've left the business. Simple as that. Then they're going to start to go, oh, so maybe obviously the product didn't work. So then when you start posting again, you're sort of starting from the beginning. So you really, really need to try and be as consistent as possible, because it really is so important. And the reality is, just as you start to think that you're getting irritated, is usually just when people are starting to actually watch what you're doing. It's that simple. Just when you think to yourself, oh my God, I'm posting about this a hell of a lot, is just when people start to think, oh, I know that I do, you know, a lot of you will see that I do live videos, and I do videos, and, you know, a lot of them, you know, are a bit crazy, whatever. But people see them. I have people who don't like them, who don't comment on them, and they talk about them to me. And there's a lot of people watching those. I've recently been chatting to a prospect, and I said, look, let me know if I'm hassling you, or whether, you know, if you are still a little bit interested in what I'm talking about. Yeah, I am interested. I keep watching your videos. And I was like, oh my God, he's not messaging me, not talking to me. Actually ignored quite a few of my messages. but has referenced the fact in a message recently. He's gone quiet again. So the last message I sent, no reply. But I know that they're watching, and as I say, just when you start to think, really now this is it, people are going to start to get a little bit fed up, that's when they're actually starting to think, what is she going on about? And clearly there's something in this, because she keeps going on about it. So what we're going to post about, so we've got this requirement to post all these different times. What we're going to post about, so as I say, recommended is 3x3, so 3 product posts and 3 lifestyle posts a day. Product posts, so obviously you're going to have your before and after photos, you know, check out these results. You have got a whole host of products to talk about. So we've got wraps, defining gel, stretch mark cream, wow, cleanser, toner, prevent-age, repair age. I mean, the list just goes on. Okay, so if you think about, if you talked about one of those each day and put a before and after photo of one of those each day, you've got, like, you know, what, 10 or however many days covered just from individual photos. And then you start again, or you might mix it up. So, you know, that's one product post sorted, before and after photo. Another product post is talking about the 90-day challenge, or maybe talking about how you need product testers. So basically talking to people and advising them about the offers, you know, how they can go about this. Pictures of the product packaging. So it doesn't have to be a before and after photo. So if you go onto It Works Global or It Works International, then you will see there are pictures all the time popping up of the products. You know, they take them in all different places, and they're really nice little, you know, they're really nicely shot photos of the product packaging. There's pictures of people with you know, fab wrap around the arm, or fab wrap around the tummy, or, you know, there's all those different types of things. So save a few of those. Okay, this is really powerful, in particular for you know, Instagram, but as I say, powerful pictures of you holding the product. Okay, so no greens in there because it's too late, but you know, this is me, and you just take a photo of the drinks bottle. If you're not happy, taking a photo of yourself. But you know, pictures of you holding the products, pictures of you using the products. So talking about having my greens today, all of those different types of things. Pictures of, you know, the defining gel. Oh, just got out of the shower, love my defining gel. Pictures of in the evenings of the skincare. Pictures of you with a facial on, all different types of things. You know, it really is limitless, the amount of pictures that you can take of those things. As I say, pictures of you using the products, so the facials, the peel, you know, the defining gel, you might be squeezing it into your hand, all those different types of things. What can the products do? So we have things, we have like beauty hacks for the toner, the greens, obviously, what that can do, the hair, skin and nails. So you've not just got before and after photos for the hair, you can talk about what it does to the nails, talk about what it does to the lashes, what it does for the skin, all of the uses of the products. So again, like I say, the toner in particular, you know, you can use it to spray it, to set makeup, all these different types of facts that are available. And if you go into the Paris Wrap Pack, and if you go into photos, then there's actually loads of photos of statuses there. There's also loads of products of things for the products. So they're product posts. Then we've got lifestyle posts. Okay, so we're talking about the products, and that's great, and we're going to be talking about them in an excited way, not just in a, you know, we don't want to be talking them in a really salesy way. Then we're going to be talking about the lifestyle. So, you know, what does being part of It Works mean? We're going to have fun. Okay, you're going to make friends, talk about the things that Wrap Cash is paid for. So we've already talked about it. Has it bought a school uniform? Has it taken you and the family out for dinner? Has it put petrol in the car? All of those types of things are what we call lifestyle posts. So talk about what the business is doing for you, stories of what the business has done for you, you know, who you've met, what your why is, what it is that you want to achieve, stories of what the business has done for others. So again, you know, we've had people that have bought secondhand cars from Rapcash. We've had people that have picked birthday presents. Talk about those things. Tonight we're on a training call. Talk about it. Talk about the fact that there's support there available. You know, take a screenshot. Which I'm going to do now. Let's do that. Oh no, I won't do that because that tells people. But basically, talk about the support that's available, the freedom that the business is enabling, what you're doing. So if you're out and about, if you're meeting someone for coffee, just talk about that, what you're doing with your family. So, you know, if you're able to be in the park on a day because of that, then talk about that. It's basically time to open up your life a little bit. So that's one thing that some people do struggle with. Other people just find that really easy. All I can say is it's worth it, okay? So just talk about yourself. Let people see who you are. At first, you're going to need to reference It Works a lot when you're talking about certain things with regards to, you know, oh, I'm at the park, thank you, because I work part-time, you know, all that type of thing. But after time, you can become more subtle. So if I go on holiday now, then the implication is because of the level I'm at, that, you know, that's going to be made possible thanks to It Works. I do post about how I'm sat having coffee with people. At the end of the day, people are aware that I work from home, so that's made possible from It Works. So I don't have to be. Sometimes I'm still quite pointed because at the end of the day, I've got new friends. I've got people that are maybe being nosy, who don't know me that well and haven't been watching me for that long. So sometimes I do still be quite pointed, but you can get more subtle. So just talk about yourself, talk about your life, mix it all in. Don't become an ad reel. Whatever you do, don't become an ad reel. You know, don't just talk about It Works all the time. Throw in your family, throw in your friends, let people see that you're a real person and who you are. So that's what you're going to be posting. Okay, so they're the sorts of things that you're going to be talking about on Facebook. And I would say any picture that you're putting on Facebook with whatever text, put it on Instagram at the same time. Just keep that going. One way that you can build your audience and also make sure that more people see what you're saying is to set up a group on Facebook. So you know, mine's called Mel and Paz Sharing These Crazy Rats. People have like VIP groups, all sorts of things. But again, going to be needing to be posting, you know, consistently within this group, okay? Because otherwise, you'll set up the group, you'll add people to it, and if you're not consistently posting, people will stop seeing. It will stop popping up in their notifications. So you've got to be, you know, on that at least 3 times a day. Again, you're not going to want to be fighting with your stuff. I set a little alarm on my phone so that it reminds me, and it just helps prompt me. I don't always post when the alarm goes off. I can be all different types of places, but it does help me. If I am sat, maybe having a coffee or doing whatever, and my alarm goes off, it reminds me to post. And I try and alternate what I'm talking about on where. In your group, share funny anecdotes, so share little videos, share little, if you've got any jokes, messages, picture jokes, all those sorts of things, keep those going in your group. Obviously, you're going to be doing those on your personal profile as well, but use those within your group as well. You can run competitions. So a lot of what I'm talking to people about at the moment is when they get those 4 little mini defining gels in their starter kit is maybe use those to run a competition. So if people share your posts or if people add friends to your groups, then they've got the opportunity to win, you know, the sample of the mini defining gel. If you've got your customers, obviously you can have your customer in your groups, encourage them to share their pics, so maybe again offer prizes. You know, again, you can use your defining gels just to get things going. Now we've got Wow, that's quite nice because a sachet of Wow costs you £1.50, so that's nothing. And if you are, you know, you're selling it at a profit, you're retailing it at a profit, then actually it could be that it's cost you nothing for doing that because you've sold some and therefore you've got a few sachets that are paid for by customers and you can use those. You might want to promote special offers, but I would avoid putting prices on posts, not just in your group, anywhere. So the minute you put a price on a or any information on a post, so if somebody says, can you tell me a bit more about this? Or if somebody says, can you tell me how much that is? Then if you post it, then everybody can see it. Now, there might be other people that are interested in your product, and once they see that you've answered that question, they don't let you know, so they've no reason to contact you. So don't put your prices on there. Then anybody who wants to know how much it is to wrap has to message you, and the minute they've messaged you, their name gets written down, and you know that that's somebody who's interested, so you can keep in touch with. Another thing I would avoid is I would avoid any special offers in your first couple of months. So the reality is if you've just started out and you immediately start saying, I've got a special offer on, people are going to think to themselves, but you've only just started. So you're already having to discount. That can lead people into doubt with your products. So you shouldn't need to. No way in this world should you need to be discounting in your first couple of months. Right, so what does social media enable you to do across the board? Networking. So you are in a network marketing business. This is your job, is to network, is to make new friends, is to add new friends. So obviously you can do that outside of social media, and you should be doing that outside of social media, but you've got within social media an uncapped resource. It is limitless, the amount of people for free that you can connect with on social media. So make the most of that. If you are on Facebook and you've just joined the business, then your first job is to get adding all of your Facebook, all of the school friends. So, you know, all those people that may have requested you in the past, might not, may have requested you in the past, and you thought, oh, I didn't really get on with that while at school. We're going to add them now. Okay, we're going to add everybody, just everybody. You're going to go into your relatives, you're going to go into those school friends, and it's going to give you suggestions of friends that you can add. And if you've got a number of mutual friends, so I work on 20 to 30, I've got a big amount of friends, so I can do that quite easily. And then you friend request them. Now, don't friend request more than 10 people a day. So you might think to yourself, I'm going to have a mass, you know, it's Sunday, I'm at home, I'm chilling out, I'm going to request 1 million people today. No, it needs to be drip, 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 because otherwise you're going to get sent to Facebook jail. Same with messaging, same with anything with Facebook, to be honest with you. You've got to keep it drip, drip, drip. Business page. Okay, so for me personally, you will see that I tag Love My Body. So I say that I check in to Love My Body a lot. That's my business page. I've had that set up since I very first started the business. What I would say to you is if you are really cool with Facebook and you get it and all the rest of it, you might want to set up a business page. If you go in, do you know what, actually, I work 3 jobs, I've got 6 children, and all these different things, maybe building a business page isn't the thing for you at this moment in time. So don't be overwhelmed, and don't make yourself, you know, work that you can't keep up with, because building a business page is actually quite a lot of work. That really does need to be kept consistent, because when people like your page, they need to be seeing content, otherwise it will drop down in when it gets seen. So if you feel confident, go for it, because the one thing you can do here is you can extend your reach outside of your friends network. So you don't have to add somebody as a friend for them to like your business page. Okay, so that's really key. And a lot of people will like a business page who might not necessarily add you as a friend. You can also boost. So as I talked about earlier, if you like my business page, then you won't see every single one of my posts, but I can pay an amount of money, anything from £1, so it's really, really good value. I can pay anything from £1, and I can pay that to boost. So then more people will see my post. Now I can do that where I boost my friends, the people that have liked my post and their friends, or I can target completely different people. So for example, I might put something on about hair, skin and nails, and you can't boost before and after ads, before and after photos, because Facebook doesn't like that. And there's certain rules around that. So if you are looking to boost, then get in touch and we'll go over that. But if you want to boost, you could pinpoint. You could have something to do with hair, skin and nails. Excuse me. It could be a picture of the product. It could be a picture of somebody's nails that wasn't a before and after photo. And it could just be a picture of hair, somebody with a cool hairstyle or really lovely hair. And you can boost that. So you could pick, okay, I want to pick hairdressers in Merseyside. And you can actually pinpoint who gets to see your ads and who you boost to. And that can obviously help really, really extend your reach. So if you're looking to extend your team in a certain area, perfect. It's really, really good. So that's really powerful. But like I say, don't worry if you're not in that place yet to have a business page. That's fine. Just take things one step at a time. I'd rather you had a banging Facebook personal page and group that you're posting on regularly than diluting it across too many different things, and then you're losing out, really. Right, so you're going to message everybody, basically. Be thoughtful and genuine. There's lots of different suggestions about how you can approach this when you first start, how you can approach your friends, how if you've been in the business for a bit longer, how you can approach friends, and you're adding new Facebook friends all the time, remember. So how can you approach those people? That's a whole different call. If somebody's shown an interest in any of the products, then you're always going to follow up with them. So if they've messaged you or they've commented and you've messaged them, you're going to follow up with them, and you're going to do that really regularly, because the power is in the follow-up. And you are going to, there's an opportunity for you to message different people. So for example, you can search for beauticians and salons. You can do that really easily. In the search bar, you just put beauty, add a name. So you might put Beauty and Melanie, and it will come up with a list when you click search all of the things that are relevant. Now then you can select pages. So this is business pages, like what we were just talking about. This is other people's business pages. Now, I personally prefer to message business pages because, one, they will see the message, it won't get filtered, and two, you're going to avoid getting sent to Facebook jail if you're sending it to random people and it's going into filtered and then they're ignoring it. Facebook doesn't like that. And you send them a really simple message. So I send, "Hi Louise, do you offer skinny wraps?" That's it. And I get a lot of responses to that. I get a lot of people saying no. I then followed that up with, would they be interested in offering them? And some people say no. Some people say, tell me more about it. And, you'll get into some great conversations, basically, from just sending that really simple message. So that's the messages. Follow-ups, I'm going to flick through for that. so I didn't manage to get those. Instagram. So what you're going to do on Instagram, basically Instagram is all about the photos, and everything I've just said about Facebook with regards to the pictures that you're taking, you know, you're going to be throwing in some inspirational quotes in there as well. Literally just take those, whatever you're posting on Facebook, this doesn't have to be an extra workload. So you post it on Facebook, you go into Instagram, you post it on Instagram, and you can copy the text exactly. It can be really confusing. People get really baffled by Instagram. It's taken me, you know what, 2.5, 3 years to actually think to myself, right, I'm going to start using Instagram. But I find Instagram a really great way to connect with people. And what I do with a lot of those people is I add them to my Facebook. And by adding them to my Facebook, they're seeing stuff. And also, I personally find messaging on Facebook easier than messaging on Instagram. People are so way more open to being followed or to following you and to messages that are being sent. Instagram just feels like it's a different little world. So your pictures, be varied, be fun, be brave, get them selfies on there, use Snapchat, take funny selfies, get your likes up, get people following you. Yes, you're going to put products on there, but it's not going to be overwhelmed by products. The majority of Instagram is going to be you, is going to be, you know, I take pictures of when I'm at the boys' football, take a picture of football. You know, just, you're going to be taking photos a lot more often, and just using them. You know, take a picture of your dinner, doesn't matter. Oh, I'm having a healthy dinner. Literally, hashtag Slimming World, hashtag Weight. Honestly, anything like that really, really works well. Personally, I avoid photos of the boys. That you very rarely will see a picture of my children's face on Instagram, because I follow so many people and I let a lot of people follow me that I protect it. So I will take pictures. If they're at football, I'll take pictures when they're in the distance. I've took pictures of them on the beach where you can only just see them in the background. So people know I'm a mum and they exist. Or pictures on the school run in the car where you can just about, you know, you can't really see them a lot. That's just my personal feeling on that. And it's, you know, a lot of people go with that. Hashtags on your pictures are crucial. You can put up to 30, and you should be trying to put up to 30 every time. If you're struggling with ideas, then there's little apps that you can use. So one app is called Hashme. That's what I use. You put in beauty, it comes up with, you know, and you can just literally click top 30. Now, those they might not all be relevant, but they will be top performing hashtags. So just get imaginative with your hashtags. That can really increase your following. I went through a period of time where, because I was I'd followed quite a lot of people. So my following was a lot higher than the amount of people following me. So what I was following. And I wanted to even that out a little bit. So I spent a couple of days working on that. And I was purely using hashtags. I was like, right, okay, I'm just going to get hashtags. And my followers were still increasing because of those, which was really good. So I was decreasing the amount of people I was following, but still increasing the amount of people following me purely from the use of hashtags. So followers, as I say, use your hashtags. That was really key. Use locations as well. So I've been tonight to St George's Park. I've took a photo. I've tagged myself. I've put myself at St George's Park. If I go to different places and I take a photo whilst I'm there, I will use that location, because people search for locations as well and see what people are doing there, and they might just see you and think, that's, you know, have a little bit of a nosy, that's interesting, and they can follow you. So use those. I go in and just follow people. So for example, I would go into like a salon Instagram account, and if they've got 300 followers, I go in and I will follow. You can only do up to 100 now, but I'll go in and follow those people following that person, because they're people that are interested in beauty, so they're perfect for us. Pick an area of the country. So you might go, okay, I'm going to look at salons in Derby, for example, for me. And I can do that. I go in and again follow their followers, and you're getting, you know, local people, or if you've got another area that you want to target, you can do that. As I said, be careful about the amount of people you're following, so be aware of that and consciously go in and do unfollowing. I use an app called InstaClean, which I do to get rid of followers as well. Those people, sorry, that aren't following me, I stop following them. And you can only follow or unfollow 100 per hour, and I wouldn't recommend that you do that every hour, because what Instagram can do is they can just shut you down, and I've had that done to me twice. Both times I've got to like 1,200 followers and they just shut me down, and that was quite frustrating. So I'm a bit more careful on that now. Messages. Everybody that follows you should get a message of some. That's up to you how you do that, what sort of message you want to do. You might want to see if they're interested in product testing. You might just want to say thanks for the follow. But you're going to make contact with every single person that follows you. It's also recommended that you message the people who like your pics. Okay, so all those people. Personally, I don't do that just because I don't really have the time. I've also found is the 2 times I got thrown out of Instagram, it was when I was messaging. Now, I think that was because I was messaging too many people. I think I messaged up to 20 people at a time. But it has made me a little bit wary. But as long as you probably only message 5 of the people that have liked your pic at a time, you should be fine. And 5's the magic number, basically. So don't go over 5 messages. And that's it. Gosh, that was a bit of a whistle-stop tour. So that's Instagram, basically, and Facebook. You'll be using a lot of the same sort of principles if you do others like Twitter and all the rest of it. But that's that. So I don't know if we've got any questions from anybody. No, that's good.
I've got something.
Oh, go on.
Not really a question, but I found out this week that you know, sometimes when you're sending messages, the face comes up and you know it's been seen.
Yes.
Or sometimes you'll get a tick, but that's as far as it goes, and it just tells you it's delivered. And then going back to my like post, one of the girls hadn't seen my PM because she didn't look at them and the box is full.
Hey?
That's what, yeah, she said her inbox was rammed, and because she doesn't check them. So that's why she hadn't seen my private message.
What, on Facebook?
Yeah. So it just sort of explains sometimes why people aren't getting our messages. It's because they're not even using Messenger. See,
oh, right, I'm with you. As in they just don't use Messenger at all. Do they just use Facebook?
Yeah, they're not looking. Even when you say you're sending one, they don't look.
Ah, right, okay.
I just thought it was perhaps an interesting comment.
Yeah. It should say, though, this person has been invited to use Messenger if they're not using it.
They're on it. They're just not using it.
Oh.
See what I mean? It's just like it's there, but they're ignoring it.
Oh, right, okay. So what would you suggest then, that you use text messaging as well?
I don't know really. I ended up having to put prices on my post, you know, in the comments where they'd been asking how much, because it was the only way I could get through to them. And then
I'd ask them for their phone number.
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah, don't put the pricing in the comments, because then honestly, because then what happens is people look at that who might have messaged you to find out what the price is, and they see it, and then you have no idea that they're interested. And I'm not convinced by her saying that, if I'm honest. I think she might be pulling a bit of a fast one.
Maybe.
Because I've never heard that. Other than, yeah, somebody might go, oh, I don't read my messages.
It's I think it's because it's a separate app. So like you can download the app and have Messenger, but then if you don't like it, you can just delete your app.
Yeah, but then doesn't it tell you? It says this person has been invited to Messenger.
No, because you've already got Messenger. You've just deleted
Oh,
it.
I see. So they might have deleted it and then they've not got it.
Yeah, so you're not looking at it.
But then they wouldn't show this being read, though, would it?
No.
No, but no,
it has to be a tick.
Yeah, just a tick.
I think she might be trying to pull the wool over your eyes, Dawn, there.
Maybe, but I get a lot of just ticks at times, and nothing.
Yeah, I do too. It's because they're ignoring us, Dawn. They see our name pop up and they think, I'm not even going to open it because she'll get that little face that shows that it's been opened.
Yeah.
I know she's following up with me.
Fair enough.
So that's when, if you just get a load of ticks, that's when I send them quite controversially, maybe a little bit. There was a load of them that I sent there, just let me know if I'm hassling you and if you want me to stop messaging.
Yeah.
Because then when you put something like that, they think, oh, God, I best reply now.
Did you get any messages from that, Mel?
Did I get any what, sorry?
Any RC messages, any funny messages?
No. I was either ignored or people were really, really lovely and came back and said, no, you're not hassling me at all. I am interested. And there was one girl that just put, I'm just really concerned about, am I investing in something and am I going to get my money back? And as I say, Matt came back and said he was somebody that somebody else had introduced to the page, as a prospect. And he basically said he'd had his fingers burnt in the past. So I went back, so I got a little conversation going, then went back again, and then he ignored me then. I just had a little tick. So yeah, no, I didn't. I can share what the message was if you like. Because it was, in fact, let me have a quick, I'll find it because I can remember who I sent it to. And yeah, no, I had some really lovely messages back.
Have to try it.
Yeah, people were really pleasant. Let me just find out. Right, what was it? Oh no, we did read it. Okay. So I sent, hey, and the name. We've chatted in the past about you possibly joining It Works. I don't want to keep messaging you and hassling you if it's a complete no-go for you. If you're at all interested, though, I would love to keep in touch, and I'm happy to keep chatting until you're ready.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, so it's quite, it's like the 1 to 10. 1, you're not at all interested, and 10, I am interested. So it's but without the numbers. And yeah, like I say, this guy came back, hi Mel, you're not hassling me. It's something I'm still considering, and I do enjoy your posts and videos.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves a bit of jump. I don't know if you saw that one. That was a bit crazy. That was the one that Julie said that her daughter thought I was absolutely crazy nuts. So then I put, yay, that's great to hear. I'm interested to know what's stopping you from giving it a go. So that's quite a nice one as well. What's stopping you from joining? Finances, commitment, time, and being burnt in the past. But then, unfortunately, I replied back. Never got over that. Not say it went dead again.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I'm not hassling, so I can keep messaging. So yeah, Dawn, I think the ticks were being ignored.
Fair enough.
So, anything else? No.
No, it's been really helpful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to stop recording.